All right, so Elizabeth here wants some closure, and we are just the show to do it because she thinks everything was going great. And then last week, dude just stops texting her. Hey there, Elizabeth.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, but you must be awfully confused.
Yeah, I am.
All right, so tell us what's going on with you. And was this like a guy that you've been seeing for a couple of weeks, couple of days, couple of months? Give us the whole history.
Yeah, so I met Matthew through a mutual friend, and she was like, "Oh, you're gonna love each other. Like, I think you're perfect." We were dating for about 4 months, and everything was going amazing. We didn't fight, we didn't argue, we were just hanging out. And I thought everything was going great. And then 4 months into it, he just decided, like, I'm not that, like, he called me up and was like, "Hey, this isn't going to work out."
Well, maybe he was just feeling like these things weren't going to work out. I mean, this isn't really ghosting. I mean, he told you that.
Yeah, if he said something, that's not like a true ghost. But the only thing he said was, "This isn't going to work out."
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, is there something I did? Like, that I read wrong?" And he was like, "No, I just don't see us going anywhere." And there was no fighting, there was no arguing, like, we just had a great time. So I don't know, is there something I did so I don't do it in the future? Like, I really felt blindsided.
Mm-hmm.
Would you happen to know if during your time of dating, like, was it casual enough to where he might have been dating other people and maybe that's what got in the way?
That's what I thought at first, but, I mean, he was more into me than I was into him. So I don't think so.
I'm trying to think, there's just a lot of assumptions here. There were no problems, no arguments, no awkwardness. It just came out of nowhere for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, could it be he was putting on like a front of this is working, but like deep down, he's like, no, this just isn't the one for me.
I mean, it's possible, but there were like 4 months where he could have, pulled back, or if anything, we started hanging out more.
Did you reach out to the mutual friend that y'all have to see if he might have revealed something to them?
Yeah, she was just as shocked as I was. So,
gosh, my knee-jerk reaction is I wonder if somebody else came into his life.
That's what I'm thinking.
This sounds so sudden.
That's the go-to thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That somebody else entered the picture that he was more attracted to or more connected with.
Yeah, when that happens. All right, so I can tell you this, Elizabeth, that our studio director, Tommy, did reach out to him. He was a little reluctant to air all the personal stuff, but he did give us some info that might give you a better understanding of what's going on.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to hear it.
All right, so give us a couple of minutes here, and when we get you back on here, we will read the text exchange between our studio director, Tommy, and this dude, and you'll get your closure, okay?
Okay, thank you.
The Bert Show.
So there they are. They're going out for 4 months, and all of a sudden, he, hits her up, at least according to her, that everything was going great in the relationship, and then he just picks up the phone one day and says, "Hey, I don't think this is going to work out." Now, he didn't exactly ghost her, but she's kind of left here going, everything seemed just great.
She felt blindsided.
Zero details on what happened.
Yeah, I mean, after 4 months, at least he had, I don't know if this is setting the bar low or he did all he needed to do out of a 4-month relationship, but he did have the courtesy to call and say, "Hey, this isn't working for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to bounce."
He had the courtesy to call her, text her, and confuse her more, which is really, really pretty sweet. So, Elizabeth, we have that right. 4 months, out of nowhere, dude just says, not working out.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tommy, our studio director, reached out to this dude. At first, he was pretty reluctant. He was kind of confused, I think. But Tommy, he can be very persuasive. So you might get some answers here. So, Tommy, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, so we're calling this guy Matthew to protect his identity. Elizabeth's name is also an alias. So I reached out to Matthew via text, and I explained closure call, and I asked if he would be willing to be totally honest about what happened between him and Elizabeth and why he chose to end the relationship. First thing Matthew says, "I'm not sure that's something I'd like to discuss on a radio show," which 99% of the time, that's the first thing they always say.
Man, did you dodge a bullet there? This guy.
I said, I understand you'd really be helping her out. She came to us looking for some help so she could put the relationship behind her and learn by what she had done to cause the end of the relationship. And he said, she's not worried about her privacy or my privacy. And I said, well,
Nope. You said nope.
I said, I don't just say that. I have to put a little butter on it. So I said, well, the only person that knows your real name or her real name is me. We use fake names on the air, and we can disguise her voice, which we have done today. And Matthew said, I mean, why does she really need to know more than I've told her? And I said, she said you haven't really told her anything.
Look at you reeling him in with your butter.
And butter's the best bait. Matthew said, yes, I did. I said we weren't a good fit, as in we just aren't compatible. And I said, okay.
But why aren't you compatible?
I said, but I think she's hoping for a little more clarity on what made you incompatible. She says things seemed great for 4 months, and she didn't get much indication that you felt like it was a strange match. And Matthew replied, well, that's because I was exhausted trying to be a good match. And I said, not sure what that means exactly.
No, I do.
I do too.
I did too. I just wanted him to talk more.
What does it mean?
Were you?
It's exactly what he's saying. He's working and working and working and trying to make it work, knowing really in his heart that it's not. But he keeps trying and keeps trying and keeps trying. And
Which makes her think that he's really into it because he's trying so hard.
Yeah. So he's not being 100% honest with her here. And so she feels blindsided, but he's felt this for a while.
So again, I say, not sure what that means exactly. Were you pretending to be something you're not? And he said, kinda. I say, any chance you could be a bit more specific? In what way? Were you pretending to like things you didn't? Are you more the type of person who likes to relax at home rather than be social as often as she does? Is there something she did wrong? And he said, I wouldn't say I was pretending to like something I did. I would just say I pretended to like something as often as she did or for as long as she did. I think it would also be safe to say she was quite a bit more adventurous than I'm used to. And I'm not really sure we're a good match in that area.
Okay. We're all picking up on this now, right?
And his last line in that text was, I'm afraid she's too much, in quotations, for me.
Okay, so we're all picking up what's going on here. Like she's freakier than he is, and he couldn't keep up.
Yep.
Right.
I didn't go there.
No, I didn't
thought
go there
adventurous
either.
meant like she just likes to.
I would say I pretended to like something as often as she did, or for as long as she did. I think it would also be safe to say that she was quite a bit more adventurous than I'm used to, and not really sure we're a good match in that area.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think that.
When you read it, well, when Bert read it,
Yeah, no.
it screamed that.
Yeah.
When you read it, it did not.
He says, I'm afraid she's quote unquote too much for me. So this is a dude. Look, I've told you guys before, man, because I suffered from this initially with Tiffany, that it's an embarrassing thing to admit, man, because we're supposed to be macho and want it all the time. And we weren't matching up that way. So I had to step up my game, but he doesn't want to say that.
I didn't read it with your creeper cliff notes.
It
was clear.
I've been this creeper.
Okay, so he says, I'm afraid she's too much for me. And I said, I think I'm understanding.
But you weren't.
But I wasn't understanding like that. Hi, well, I'll let her know, and I'm sure she'd appreciate your honesty. And he said, please keep us totally anonymous and let her know she did nothing wrong. She also should not change. There are many guys who will love her. Energy.
Okay, so I think this is really unfair to you, Elizabeth. I mean, here a problem is existing here. He's feeling really insecure about it. And rather than tell you about it so you guys could work through this together and somehow find some middle ground, you're blindsided by this whole thing where he's been fighting his ego the entire time, probably.
Does it make sense now?
I mean, not really. I'm still just as confused.
He's tired.
He can't keep up with you.
I really do think you dodged a bullet here. You just got to find somebody that's equally yoked.
Weird.
Yeah, you need somebody with more bullets.
That could, match your energy.
More eager to use that thing.
Yeah.
This is not on you. What I do.
And he said that. He goes,
Yeah.
he says you shouldn't change. He was not capable of keeping up.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And he also wasn't willing to even try. Like when Tiff and I had this occurrence in the beginning of the relationship, I mean, it was time for me to step up. And I'm glad I did.
Do what you
Well, I
got to
mean,
do.
you also think too, they're 4 months in, and so maybe he was like, I don't want to completely come down on him. Like he told her he wasn't into it. What?
Most inner 8th graders coming up.
I don't want to completely come down on him. But he told her that it wasn't compatible. He doesn't want her to change. He's owning it, that this was, his thing, and he just needs to find somebody that's more his speed.
Yeah, if
and
you
she's
want-
not his speed.
If you want me to put the phone number out and ask for guys to call that really want sex all
We
the
are
time
we're
for
not
you.
doing that.
well,
We're not doing that.
I can certainly do that for you. We get you a match if you want.
Very fast.
All right,
No, I don't think I want that.
Yeah.
don't change anything. Do you? Someone will match with you that
Yep.
will respect you and really communicate with you and step it up if he has to. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Have a good day.
The Bert Show.
Hey, do you like what you just watched? Because you can get more Bert Show for free. We drop new podcasts every weekday, and you can find us anywhere: Spotify, Apple, any place you get podcasts.